Good morning. How's everyone doing? Friday, September 19th, 2025. Base hit day. Just need to take the base hit and get it out. Get it over with, not sit in front of the charts all day. Um, I changed it up a little bit today. I need to get to the profit target faster on these Apex 300K so I don't get rebuild. So I switched my Lucid Rhythmic to the leader, left them at a regular ratio, and changed all the Apex accounts to a 2 ratio. So what that means is if I place a trade for one contract on NQ, for example, since the ratio is set to 2 on the Apex accounts, it'll take me in at 2 contracts. Um, so that's where we're at with that. Just going to look for a good setup. We're going to wait like we have been for the first 15 minutes to pass. Once the market opens, not rush into anything. If we go over here and we check out any red folder news for today, we don't have anything showing for Friday. We do have FMOC member daily speaking at 2:30, but we'll be done way before that, before lunchtime. Um, go over some of the current sales going on. You can catch all these sales at saveonpropfirms.com. Um, doing these streams in collaboration with them. Got a nice comparison table where you can filter by firm, evaluation or direct to funded, drawdown type and sizes, and then you can also sort the columns here by profit target, by profit to drawdown ratio, days to pass, and things like that. So the promos that are currently going on, we have Apex 80% off all accounts, 1 day to pass, $50 resets. Buellnox just came out with a 91% off option 1 accounts from 50K to 250K yesterday. So that makes the 50K evaluation only $15.75. Then they have 75% off option 2. That code is a little bit different though. That's SOPF2 instead of SOPF. Day traders is got 90% off trailing accounts, 80% off static accounts, and 40% off straight to funded. Funded Futures Network's got 50% off all accounts with no activation fee and buy one get one free. Funded Next Futures is 10% off all accounts, no activation fee, and 100% profit split. Funding Ticks, which this sale will be ending this weekend, is 35% off all accounts. Lucid Trading, big name coming up here, no complaints, super fast payouts, nothing negative to say. 40% off all Lucid Test, which have 5-day payouts possible, and then 30% off Lucid Direct accounts if you want to skip the evaluation, which is an 8-day payout. 5% off My Funded Futures, that goes for everything, Core, Scale, and Pro. Fidus Prop Firm has 80% off one-time payment accounts with no activation fee, 60% off regular evaluations. Take Profit Trader, not, I mean, you don't really have to say a whole lot here. Daily payouts, no cap, no consistency. It's 40% off all accounts and no activation fee. You can get funded with a 50K for $102 and get daily payouts with no consistency. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. The futures desk, 50% off all accounts, no funded setup fee, and they're offering a brokerage bonus, which is a fancy way of saying they're going to give you your eval fee back up to the amount you spent on the evaluation, up to a maximum amount of 500. So that's pretty nice. It doesn't say it here, but Tick Tick Trader is running a special on their 50K S2F Plus account. You can get it for $99 if you've never bought one before, which is a really good deal for straight to funded. I mean, $100, you skip the evaluation and you hop straight into a funded account. That's almost unheard of. Um, then they have 25% off all their other accounts um, which are the evaluations and the regular S2F accounts, straight to funded. Trade day, another one. They just changed their evaluation period from 7 days down to 5. They have 30% off all their accounts and no activation fee. You can get funded with daily payouts for less than $100 with the 50K account. I mean, it's a great deal. And then Tradeify has 30% off all accounts. So those are the deals we've got right now. Check them out. Grab an account. Code is SOPF. I'm going to make a post here on Twitter real quick. All right, got the tweet out there. Let's let's see what this day gives us here. We're not going to rush into anything again. We're just going to take our time, wait for a trade, let the market open, wait 15 minutes, and let it settle itself down. This was at, sorry, that was yesterday's. Let me go ahead and erase this. So, looking at the daily time frame, we have not taken out yesterday's high or low in the overnight sessions on Asia or London on ES, and we have not taken them out on NQ either. And YM has not taken out the higher lows either. So those could be potential liquidity areas that we'd be looking to sweep and possibly catch a reversal off of. So if we drop down to the 1 hour, we can see that ES here is kind of in a consolidation phase, but we are still in an uptrend here. So we had this low here, which was the FMOC low. And then from this low, we made a higher high, higher low, and we kind of made a lower low here, but I don't really consider that a lower low because it's not really a complete leg. So we made a higher high, lower low, and we'll be looking for a higher high here. In Q on the 1 hour, we have the FMOC low here, and we made a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we've kind of shifted here. We did bounce down around the 1 hour VWAP, but we do look to be coming back into an uptrend because we had this 1 hour fair value gap that has been inversed. And I believe off open here, we will see a move up to yesterday's high and possibly a potential reversal down. That's what I'm going to be watching. So the market just opened here at 9:30. Another thing I'd like to check out is Asia and London highs. So NQ did sweep Asia high and low prior to the 9:30 open. That can be a major sign for we're going to have a choppy ass day when Asia high and low gets taken out before the open. ES also did sweep Asia high and low here. YM, remove yesterday's drawings, swept Asia low, swept Asia high. So what I would like to see here, which I will only be interested in this if the market presents it that way, is I would like to see a move up above a previous day high and then a reversal back down. So if we look at liquidity areas, previous day high, which is all-time high, the 1 hour doesn't present very much here. On the 5-minute, we do have a nice looking equal low here. I like that area for a potential target if we get that move up. And we do have an even farther area of equal lows down here, but that is pretty far off, you know, from our current price. So that's a pretty far target for a Friday. So we got equal lows over here, equal lows here. Let me make sure the chat is turned on. Chat is on. If you haven't, please like and subscribe the video. Right now we've only got about 3 viewers, which, like I said, the past few streams, the past few days, I would like to see at least 10 to do some giveaways here. So if you have some people that could use an account, interested in winning an account, please invite them to the stream. We have lots of accounts to give away. We'll be starting with some Apex ones. We also have a giveaway going on the Save on Prop Firms website. I'll put that link in the chat. It's for Apex accounts, any size you want. Make sure you're signed up for that. So, and then the giveaways that we're going to do on stream here are for just random selection. We'll get the names down, and then we'll go to a website and we'll spin a wheel. You know, keep it as fair as possible. We got the all-time high liquidity resting up here. much excitement here off open. We had a big retrace and a sweep of this 5 minute, this sweep of this sell side here, and ES is bouncing off of its VWAP. Where NQ we didn't see as much as a retracement there. So just going to be patient, at least wait another 9 minutes or so before we start looking for anything. Friday is where I have blown a lot of accounts, and also the trading the first 15 minutes after New York Open. So on Fridays, I try to be extra patient. I try to wait till the first 15-minute volatility gets out of the way, and as well as just wait and be patient and let a trade come to me. Don't want to rush into anything and risk ruining a good week for one day. So everybody that's on here, what do you guys trade? NQ, ES, YM, gold, silver, currencies, crypto? ES has got this psychological support here at 6,700. So that is a key level there that we would want to see that hold in order for an uptrend to continue up to this all-time high around 6,719 and 75. Might as well call it 6,720. So we want to see the 700s hold there. NQ also has some psychological resistance up here at 24.8. So if we do see price move back up there, take out the all-time high with a sweep, we will probably see some resistance around the 24.8 area. Not a whole lot of clean movement here off of the open. If we look at NQ on the 1 minute, we opened here at 9:30 and it's just been wick central. Big top wicks, big bottom wicks, nothing very clean at all. We had much cleaner movement prior to the 9:30 New York Open. Wicks weren't as big, cleaner candles. If we look on ES, the movement is better on ES starting right at 9:30 with that displacement down, but now we're seeing more wicky candles as well. And like I was saying earlier in the stream, you can pretty much predict a day is going to be very consolidating and very search and destroy. If your Asia high and Asia low have both been taken out prior to the 9:30 open, you can almost bet, 9 times out of 10 that you're going to see a consolidating and search and destroy day. And as we can see on ES, we took out Asia high and low prior to 9:30, and on NQ we took out Asia low and then Asia high. So that's one thing to note there, that we just don't need to rush into anything here. Be patient, let something come to us. So if we look at what we've got right here on this price action so far, we can see NQ opened up, had a little bit of a sell-off and a retracement of this leg here. On the retracement, we retraced back down into discount, and this first 5-minute fair value gap held rather nicely. As you can see, the bodies of those three candles all respected that 5-minute fair value gap nicely. What I would like to see for continuation to the upside here is I would like to see this bearish fair value gap. I would like to see it inverse with the nice recovery here through it. And then I would like to see price go up, reach for that buy side up there, all-time highs, and look for a potential reversal back down. That would be the ideal setup for me. And if we look at ES, you can see that we inversed basically all of these here, all of these 5-minute fair value gaps, but it went and broke below and closed below the 5-minute VWAP. But we also had that psychological support there at 6,700. So price is defending that 6,700 right now. And for a continuation back up to its all-time high, I would like to see these two fair value gaps here. I would like to see these inverse at the close of this 5-minute candle that's being built around the same time NQ closes this candle in about 2 minutes. So you want to see them move in sync, and you don't want to have them all discombobulated from each other. YM is kind of off doing its own thing. It swept these 5-minute equal lows down here, these here, and these here, but we're not seeing very much push back to the upside. As you can see over here on NQ, we're having a nice bounce and a nice candle body being formed here. So this is the current 5-minute. We want to see this inverse, and we want to see the body of this current candle that's being built. Let's pick a different color there. Let's do blue. We want to see the body of this candle have a nice close above this 5-minute fair value gap. Without that, we may not see a move back to the upside to sweep those all-time highs. So ES is currently, that 5-minute fair value gap is holding, and we're not seeing any move to the upside over it. So we've got all-time highs up there. I made that way too wide. There we go. Morning, Faye. Does Save on Prop Firms have a Discord? At this time, they do not. They used to have one, and I'll speak on it because I was there, and it turned into kind of a shit show, excuse my language, and they closed it. The only reason people were there was strictly for giveaways. There was no insight, no charts, no nothing being shared. May open one back up in the future. I'd have to talk to him about that, but not 100% sure. Right now, just the website, social media. If you need to contact somebody from there, you can reach out to them on the contact form on their website. So in NQ, we did get a close above this 5-minute fair value gap. So this has now inversed. But on ES, we did not. I mean, the body of that candle completely respected that 5-minute fair value gap. And on YM over here, we did not get one. It didn't even come close to inversing it. So I think on NQ that this might be a failed swing. Not seeing any sync movement in between the other indexes. But as you can see on the 1 minute still, just like I was referring to, we're still very, very wicky on both sides of all these candles that are being printed. And it's just not the type of price action that I want to involve myself in. Because now we're past the first 15-minute mark off the open. You know, the initial volatility is out of the way, or today I should say the initial chop. I'm just not seeing any clean movement. Got about 4 viewers now. Like I said, once we can get about 10 in here, I'll do a giveaway. But with only 4 viewers, it's a participation award basically um, at that low of a number. So I'd like to see at least 10. 1 out of 10 is a good giveaway. That's good odds. You know, good chance to win. Fair for everybody. I'm not sure why I keep getting that trading view pop up there. I have a premium account. And sometimes when I change my time frame, I'll get that pop up. So I don't know whether I need to clear my cache and cookies or what I need to do. So NQ is defending that inverse 5-minute, and we can see ES is moving up now. And YM over here on this Quantower chart is also moving up. So if we see this 5-minute fair value gap on YM, if this inverses, and then this 5-minute fair value gap on ES over here on this trading view chart inverses, then I most definitely believe price will be reaching for this all-time high liquidity up here on ES and on NQ. So from the beginning of the stream, my projected movement, or what I thought was going to happen, calling the move before it happens, I guess you can say, is we opened off 930. We had a retracement, bounced off the VWAP. I'd like to see price come up here and sweep all-time highs. Then once we sweep all-time highs, look for a potential reversal trade back down. We have equal lows resting here at 24,700. And then we also have some more equal lows down here at 24,586, but that target's too far off. In Q, we just basically made a new internal high off the open. We swept this high. ES has not swept the same high, and YM has not. So let's get that movement up to all-time highs. Also, if we go up there and we sweep from 950 to 1010 kill zone time, we could definitely, if everything aligns, see a reversal off of that level. You know, we'd like to see the move up there. like I showed here, move up, sweep this, and then get a move back down and get in line with the order flow that's coming out to align ourselves down. But we do have some SMT here that has formed. So as you can see on ES, we did not form a new high on this 945 candle. But on NQ, we did form a new high. Same thing with YM. We had an SMT. So that right there can be another sign of a reversal. If you're just tuning into the screen, please like and subscribe. Drop some messages in the chat. We get about 10 viewers in here. We're currently at 5. I will go ahead and run a giveaway for the people that are active in the chat. So make sure you're dropping a message, say hello, say something. Okay, so in Q, we just took out that high there, all-time high. And that is in the kill zone. ES, nowhere close to taking out its high. YM did not either. So, good rejection there off of on NQ. So you can see we swept that all-time high and then we formed that big wick pushing back down there. ES still hasn't taken out this internal high, let alone the all-time high. But it has inversed this 5-minute. So that's worthy of noting there. YM over here on the Quantower chart has not inversed this. So with that SMT there, if price, let me move this over here. We've got a singular 1-minute fair value gap here on NQ. We had price come in and sweep this internal high as well as the all-time high. On ES, we did not sweep the internal high or the all-time high that's up here, the green line. YM did not sweep its internal high. So we are also inside of a kill zone from 950 to 1010. So with that, if we were to see some strong movement, displacement through this singular 1-minute fair value gap, I would be looking for a short entry. YM over here is kind of stalling out. Hold this fair value gap is holding. ES kind of stalling out too. So let's see what we get here. We want to see a nice move through the singular 1 minute, and we want to see the body of the candle that close below this 1 minute singular fair value gap. If we get that, I'll be looking for a short. This short would look something like this. So let's say our entry was there. Stop loss above that level. And this is 725, so we'd set it for 3.5 points roughly before that. The high here is 817.50, so we'll go 818. So risking 156 ticks would be risking 780 for a chance at making 301 ticks would be 1505. So almost a 1 to 2. Charting over here on TradingView will execute on Quantower. Fourteen seconds left of this candle. Let's see if we get a close below. If we do, we're going to mark it into a short. Nope, no close below yet. ES, however, did just inverse this 1 minute, which is a good sign. YM inversed this 1 minute. So we want to see a close here below this one. That's what we're looking for. It'd actually be even better to see an order block form inside of the 1 minute before we get a closure below. So that's possibly our order block candle there. It'd be nice to have an up series of 2 candles. YM moving lower here. ES moving lower. And about 15 seconds left. Just give us a nice close below this. Still being patient here, not going to jump into anything. Just being patient here, waiting for our setup to perform. We're going to get a close here. Nice little order block kind of formed inside there. ES moving down, YM moving down. Glad we didn't prematurely enter here. We also have psychological resistance of 24.8 on NQ. So we've got the bears defending that level. They do not want to let the bulls take it above 24.8, so they're going to do everything in their damn power to keep it under there. If this bearish 1 minute fair value gap here inverses, we may see higher on NQ. If it holds, I'm projecting that we're gonna reverse and we're gonna go down. You know, because ES is holding this 1 minute inverse. On YM, inversed all of this. So I'd like to see NQ get in line here and get with the program with the other two indexes. Still looking for a close down here below the singular 1 minute to be interested in a short. You see price respecting this 1 minute fair value gap. The bodies of the candles have not closed outside of it. That's what we want to see. Now we'd like to see a nice move down here and a close below this singular. Still respecting that 1 minute. Psychological resistance at 24.8. Go ahead and mark that out. Psychological resistance here. We did close back above this 1 minute fair value gap. So we could see higher on NQ. But I'd like to see the bears fight over 24.8 here and a pushback down. You know, lots of resistance in this area. Entry model's not there, we're just not doing it. But these candles are still very wicky. I mean, off open at 9:30, you can just see it was wick central. Then we had a little bit more fluid movement, better bodies, smaller wicks. So, want to see NQ here. Push down below. We get a close, a body close below this singular fair value gap here. We'll be looking to go short. About 20 seconds left in this candle currently being built. Nice rejection there on ES. Same with YM. The fair value gap is still holding. Might just see quite a bit of consolidation here around the 24.8 level with the psych resistance. There we go. That's the move we're looking for. Are we going to get a close below it? Five seconds. Nope, didn't give it to us. Gotta wait for this next candle here. Currently 5 viewers on the stream still. If y'all haven't yet, please subscribe, drop a message in the chat, invite your friends. We get up to 10 live viewers. We'll do a giveaway for people that are active in the chat that have at least said one message. Just remaining patient here. How you doing, Killer Viper? Welcome to the stream. It's kind of chopping here. This 1 minute fair value gap here is holding on ES. And on YM, this series of 1 minute fair value gaps is also holding. NQ is the only one keeping us up here. Still waiting for the close below this singular for a possible short. Okay, this might be the candle that we're looking for here. Are we going to get a close below? Yes, 1 minute 1 minute inverse is holding. YM's 1 minute inverse is holding the series of 1 minute. But NQ is just not wanting to inverse this 1 minute here. It's the psych resistance at 24.8 is just kind of keeping us like a magnet around this part. Put the magnet down there. That's where we want price to go. Are we going to get a close below here? Entry model criteria says we got to inverse it, no premature. There's the inverse by 1 tick. We're in there. So entry was 24,780. Stop loss should be 2 ticks above this high, which should be 18, not 19. And target 24,703.75. All right, let's see what we get here. Get rid of all this. That was our prior analysis. So we take out this low here at 37.75. I will go break even. Currently up about $200 in all the Lucid accounts and roughly about 400 and some change in the Apex accounts. They're double ratioed. On the My Funded Futures accounts, we are trading micros, 3 of them, because they don't have a whole lot of drawdown left. Six viewers in the stream. Welcome to the stream. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. Drop some messages in the chat. We get to 10 viewers. We'll do a giveaway for a Apex, any size Apex account of your choice, from 25K to 300K. That's the movement we want to see there. Dump, baby, dump. Looking at ES here. Currently sitting around the VWAP. It's also got some psychological support here. So we have psych support at 6,700 on ES. We will need to blow through that for NQ to cooperate. Currently up about 100 ticks roughly on this trade. If we clear this VWAP, I think we're going down here to these equal lows. VWAP giving us a little rejection here. Seeing a little pushback up here. ES holding there at around psych support level of 6,700. YM doing its own thing like it normally does. It's going the opposite direction as the other two. Hand off the mouse, just let this trade work itself out. The only time you're going to see me move anything is when we get to that break even line. I will move my stop up above break even to take the risk off the trade. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out. It is what it is. But I like this trade. SMT, NQ made a new all-time high, swept that. ES and YM did not. They did not even take out their internal highs. Then we inverse this 1 minute. We have psychological resistance at 24.8. So many confluences into this trade. Need to see this 1 minute here hold. Oops. Another thing we have going for this trade, we had a singular fair value gap, a 3 minute. It also inversed. And we had a singular 5 minute that we inversed. So from the looks of it, hopefully this is just a retracement to continue lower. If not, and we go up and we sweep that high out and I get stopped out, we'll blame search and destroy protocol for Asia high and Asia low both being swept prior to the 9:30 open. Hand off the mouse though, just letting the trade work itself out. Even if I do get stopped out on this one, I followed my process, waited for my entry model, had multiple confluences. Sometimes Fridays just aren't my days though. NQ pushing higher, not liking the look of that. ES Just wiki candles all around. YM going the opposite direction again. Let me throw a fib up on this. See where we're at in terms of retracement. So we're at the 62% retracement label on this move down here. There we go, price tapping at 24.8 psychological resistance. Like to see a big pushback down like that. I'm not a bearish or bullish guy, but I would just like to see the bears just straight push this thing back down here. Might need to bring out the hammer. Need the hammer to hold that line there. Knock it back down there to the magnet. Didn't have the magnet pulling right. Just make sure that's set up good. Come on, baby. Pull it on down for us. Still got about 5 people in here. Been bouncing in between 5 and 6, but only 2 people talking here. So, like I said, if you guys want to get a giveaway, winning a free Apex account, any size evaluation of your choice, please subscribe, drop a message in the chat, and as long as you're subscribed and dropped one message and we hit 10 viewers, we'll do a giveaway. Yes, still holding the VWAP here, which is, looks like it's pretty good support so far for today's price movement. But once we break VWAP, we also have to deal with the 6,700 psychological resistance or psychological support. So we've got 2 hurdles we got to get over there on ES. Not really any clean movement though. So we just hit 10:30. Market's been open an hour. New York session. Candles are still very wicky on the lower time frame. Come on, give us some big death candles here. Just push us down to the downside. I like that. Need some more than that, though. When we get to these psychological support and resistance levels at these whole numbers, normally where people place their orders, because that's just how a person thinks psychologically. You know, we like even cash, $1, $5, $10. So when you have an even number like 24.8, you'll see a lot of people set orders there on ES, 6,700. So those levels act as a magnet, and price just kind of stays sticking to it on both sides, and it's a fight for who's going to win. So yes, very wiki, just not clean at all. Price just consolidating here. Just hand off the mouse. Just trades 1 to 2 with our entry, stop, and take profit. So just gonna let it play out. With that type of price action, though, you got to make sure you got a coffee, nicotine, that you're awake. I'm gonna put you to sleep. And that's what happens when Asia high and low gets taken out prior to the 9:30 open. We see a very choppy price action normally in the AM session, and then PM will sometimes have clean movement. Excuse me. Coming up on another macro time here in about 13 minutes, 12 minutes. We start another macro, so maybe we'll see some movement around 1050, 1110 area. Price is up about 50 ticks in our favor again. Set some alerts here. Let's see, ES cross below. We're looking at 1030, 1020. Seeing some pretty decent movement down here, but still not clean like I would like it. So ES just took out that 1020 low. YM also just took out its low. It's 1030 low. So I'd like to see some continuation down here. About 80 ticks. Liking it so far. We have ES battling the 6700. It broke VWAP there, and we just closed underneath VWAP. And we've closed under 6700 support. So if this holds, we can see a nicer move down. But we need to see ES hold below 6700 psych. And like I said, these whole psychological numbers here where people normally place their orders is like a magnet in itself. That's where price wants to gravitate to. So one side's got to push it. We do have some SMT that just formed here, but it looking like NQ might continue down lower. We need it to take out that low, because if not, we have some short time frame SMT. You see ES took out this 1020 low, where NQ has not. YM took out the 1030 low, and it had SMT. It had a 1020 high instead of a low. So I think we're all right there. but I would really like to see NQ take out this low and close below VWAP for a move down, for a farther move down. So you see ES broke below 6,700 psychological support, and now price is probably going to gravitate there, and we're going to chop. Need to see NQ take out this low here. I like in the stall. $6,700 support on ES looks like it's turned into resistance, which is what we want to see. We need to see this low taken over here on NQ. Need to see the bears push it down here below the VWAP. There we go. NQ took out the low there. Trade plan is to go break even once we get down here to this low. Currently up about 100 ticks. There we go. You also have a little bit of psychological support here on NQ at 24,750. Nice round number. So as you can see, price came down here. The low was 24,747.50. It broke below 50 for a second, then bounced back up. So we need to see a closure below 50. So we took out this low here, or this 930 to 940 low on ES. NQ has not taken it out yet, but we're getting close. YM has taken out this internal low, but not these equal lows down here. Bless you. So we're about 3 minutes out to the next macro time. That's nice there. Good movement. We've successfully had a close below 50. That's what we wanted to see. They give us that low there, up about 160 ticks. There we go. We crossed it. We're going to move our stop above break even, take the risk off. Now it's a risk-free trade. Currently up about 800 on Lucid accounts, double on Apex, which is about 16. And we're up about 235 on the My Funded Futures accounts. So I'd like to see a continuation down to these equal lows to our target. We need 50 to hold here. And we've closed back above that. I think I'm going to move my stop up slightly above the VWAP, 2 ticks above this 1 minute order block, 2 series up close candle, which would be 24,765.50. Don't want to give back all the profits in case we do see a reversal here. Because we do have a SMT that formed, so ES took out them 930 to 940 lows. NQ took out the 930 to 940 lows, but YM did not. So we might see a reversal back up into the range. Currently battling the VWAP and 24,750 area on NQ. Would like to see it hold. ES is still below its psychological resistance level of 6,700. That's a nice candle there. I like that candle. Let's inverse this 1 minute here. Let's inverse this 1 minute fair value gap. Can you give me that? Talk about respecting it to the tick. Zoom in on that. Literally, you can see the body respected that 1 minute fair value gap there. We are in macro time now, so we could see a potential move back up or maybe a retrace. So if we inverse this 1 minute here, this 1 minute fair value gap on NQ, I will move my stop up above this high, which is slightly even more or slightly less above the VWAP than my current stop. So the stop would then be 24,760.50. So about 5 points different than our current stop. But only if we inverse that 1 minute there. Never mind on that. The hell was that? Alrighty then. Well, Friday, got a base hit. Don't know what the hell that candle was there. Anybody see any news anywhere? I mean, that's a 30-point candle just out of nowhere. We might as well call it the Stop Grabber 5000, because it just grabbed the hell out of my stop. Let's refresh this page. So 1050 here. Maybe interested in one more trade. But on this trade, we got in at 24,780, got out at 24,765, trailed our stop up manually, so good for about 15 points. I mean, that's not that bad of a trade. I would have liked to see movement all the way down to those equal lows. Thank you, Faye. So I may try a short here. Let me get rid of all this. So we formed on that violent candle up this 1 minute fair value gap here, which is right around the VWAP. So if we close below that, maybe looking for a short for about a 90 tick stop loss. And roughly a 200 tick take profit. So let's see if we get the close. Got about 13 seconds left here. Got the close we wanted. Move our stop here. Take profit, 24,703.75, same one as before. We inversed here. This needs to be moved up 2 ticks. Here we go. not liking the look of this here. Need to see that VWAP give up. ES popped back up above the psychological resistance area of 6,700, tapped the VWAP, and has closed back below 6,700. So this has gone from psychological support to psychological resistance. We also have the VWAP in there. We got 1 minute inverse. About to hit 11 o'clock right here. Looking like we're going to get stopped out here. Stop at 778.75. The high of that candle, 778.50. One tick. Are we going to get saved by one tick? Let's see a big push down. I mean, technically it did sweep that high. The high of that candle is 778.25. It swept it by one tick. Come on, give us a big move down here. Come on. Let me break the hammer out over here. Knock it down. Knock it down. Come on. Do you see that, Faye? One tick. Come on, give us a push down. That'll make my whole weekend there. Come on. Hit it with a hammer. Let's go. Hit it. Go under the VWAP. Get under there. Let me get my magnet in the right place. And somehow, this trade is back in profit. Went one tick away from my stop. Normally, price will run one tick away from my damn take profit and then reverse the other direction. But every time it normally gravitates towards the stop, it takes me out. Just go down there to my target. I'm not asking for much. Come on. Hitting it. Pulling on it. Let's go. ES 6700 resistance. NQ closed back down below the VWAP and it's also inversed this 1 minute fair value gap here. Nice push down there. Set up some alerts here to see when ES takes out this low. YM still has not taken out the 930 to 940 lows. NQ just took out that low. No, wrong alert. You had some short-term SMT that formed again. Yeah, one tick on NQ is nothing. Should have closed at the take of this low. Not liking this. We got some short-term SMT. ES did not sweep this low over here. NQ did sweep the low. YM still hasn't even swept the 930 to 940 lows. That's the movement we want to see there. Come on, give us a push lower. We need to see ES take out that low and YM take out those lows. Not really liking this price action here. And because it's Friday, approaching the afternoon now. Should I let it run? Or should I close it when we take out this low? Y'all tell me. Tell me what to do. There's that low. ES still hasn't taken out its low. YM still hasn't done it. ES almost took out the low. That internal low was 93.25, 93.25. So equal lows. It didn't sweep it. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to put this one tick below that low. And if we get filled, we're just going to call it a good Friday. Not going to be greedy. So I think there goes ES trying to take that low. Come on, give us one more little push here, NQ. It's one little push. ES just took that low. Not liking that candle. SMT here. Still with YM. Should have closed. Come on. Push it. Push it. Let's go. Come on. Hammer. Hammer. Magnet's not close enough. Come on. It's edging my TP. Edging it. Really? Closed it. Close enough for me. I'll take it. That was probably a negative R trade there if we look at it. So we got out at 24,731. Yeah, that was negative R. We risked one to make 0.77, but I'm okay with that because I don't know how much luckier I could have been on that. The damn stop loss was right, was 2 ticks above this candle. It was 24,778.75. Price came up and went to 24,778.50. 1 tick literally away from my stop. And it'll probably run down here to my original target of 24,703.75, but I'm completely okay with that. We ran up about $700 roughly on all of our Lucid straight to funded accounts. 683, 683, 683. We made 678 on our Tradeify, 150K straight to funded. We made 207 each on our My Funded Futures 50K core sim fundeds. And we made roughly about $13.50 each on our Apex 300K accounts. Those are at the peak balance they've ever been right there. Still have full drawdown of 7,500 or real close to it available. Might be off by a few dollars because I flattened instead of letting it go to the TP. But overall, great week. Let's pull up the Trade Sinker report here. Show the profit for the day. Here we go, 719, 31,776.88. 28 accounts, 8 of them being funded, 20 of them be 300K evals. So overall, great week. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be live every day next week. And like I said, once we get up to about 10 viewers, I'll start doing some giveaways. We got some Apex accounts, some Lucid accounts, some Tick accounts, Buell accounts. We got all different kinds of accounts to give aways. We just got to get the stream viewer count up some so it's fair. 1 out of 10 odds is basically the minimum I'm willing to do it at. So I appreciate you guys tuning in.